We are live here at the TribLIVE studios for Blush65 episode 2. I'm here with Sarah Hunter for her third time
Yep.
here at TribLIVE Radio. This is my first interview, so this is my maiden voyage.
Awesome.
This is your third experience
No
here,
pressure.
so no pressure at all. So, and she will be at Blush Exotic on 9th Street downtown from
Every night this week.
Every night this week.
So today through Saturday, shows approximately 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., but that's tentative depending on like the crowd and how busy it is and things like that.
Okay, and you were here last time, here around the same time last year.
Yes, I was here February last year and then June the year before.
Okay. And your show is a burlesque show. You want to kind of explain that to the
I
folks
mean,
out there that don't
to
really
me,
know
like
that?
I'm not much. I'm a like the world's worst pole dancer, so I don't even I don't even really try that much. But yeah, most of my show, like every show has a theme. It's more of like kind of like a striptease. But I do like kind of like I'm a nerd, So like I have a steampunk show. I have a Breaking Bad show. I did a pirate show last night. So it's just kind of like whatever.
Just whatever you come up with.
Yeah, I come up with an idea and it's like, oh, that'd be fun to do and then I find music that kind of works with that and just kind of turn it into
Any superhero shows yet?
Not yet. I had an idea for a Deadpool show, but I've only kind of got as far as the music. I haven't got, like, I was going to do like X Gon Give It To You and like other stuff like that, like from the film, but like I haven't put it together yet. So like you're not going to see it this week, but maybe at some point
in the future.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't seen Suicide Squad yet.
I've not seen, I heard really bad things about it, and like movies are so expensive these days that I was just
True.
like, I'll save my money for Star Wars.
Yeah. Would you ever you said you're a big Star Wars fan. Would you ever?
I thought I knew a couple other girls that do Star Wars shows that are really good, so I don't know if I want to try to compete with that.
Because like everyone kind of does it.
Well, because I mean, we all watch the same films. We all pay attention to what's popular at the time, and so like
like Harley Quinn almost. Like
oh my god, everybody's done it. Yeah, actually, I have a friend that does a Harley Quinn show. So yeah.
And you're really big into the Comic-Con stuff.
Yeah, I go to Comic-Con. This would be my sixth Comic-Con this year in San Diego. But I've been to Philly Comic-Con. I did Knoxville Comic-Con Knoxville Comic-Con last year.
Like, what's your favorite part of Comic-Con?
I mean, for me, my favorite part. I mean, I have a lot of because I'm a pop culture junkie. But also like I have friends that work with various companies and TV movie studios. Last year I worked with What a Workshop, who did all the visual effects for Lord of the Rings, District 9, Avatar, The Hobbit. So, like for me, like the cool part is just like going, like visiting all my friends at their booths and seeing what they're working on right now, like seeing like what new television shows and movies and things are coming out that like, because a lot of times you get your first look at what's going to be released
up, like
in the
the
next year.
previews and stuff like that.
Like I don't deal with Hall H because that's a madhouse. I don't like camp out overnight in a tent like on the
like
sidewalk.
Some of those people are
yeah, because we're all going to see it. It's all going to be on YouTube the same day eventually. So why bother?
Do they have like esports? They don't have like any of those esports like video game things there.
No, that's more like there is a convention called E3 that does more of that.
E3,
Yeah.
And
that's
been something that's been pretty big recently. They just had like an event that had over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Just watching people playing video games. Like I can't like are you a bit video game?
I was more of a PC gamer.
PC.
I do enjoy BioShock very much. A couple of friends of mine go to BlizzCon every year, but that's not. I mean, I never really got into Warcraft because I knew that would be like the world's biggest time sink. I'd never.
Yeah, I know they've had like Warcraft stuff. Like they've
Yeah.
had Warcraft tournaments, but now it's just like it's like Call of Duty stuff that's just like
Right.
just blunt. I'm not really big into like Call of Duty stuff like BioShock. I think I have Gears of War. I don't think I've really played it, but like I couldn't like just sit there and just watch people play video games. Just pay money to watch people play video games.
No.
It's just one of those things. And you've been in Hustler, Penthouse, and Taboo. What is Taboo? I'm not really familiar with.
Taboo is Taboo magazine. It's a kind of a sister magazine of Hustler. I believe it's owned by Hustler. It used to be called Hustler's Taboo, and I think they're just calling it Taboo now. But it's the BDSM and fetish themed.
So you've been in that kind of stuff before.
Yeah, I was on the cover last year. I've been in Hustler twice, Penthouse twice, Leg Show magazine 4 times before they went under. I've been in Bazaar a couple times.
And what's like experience like that? You've been on the cover of magazines. Like what kind of like reaction is that when you see yourself on like the front of a magazine?
I mean, it's pretty surreal. That like because you do your photo shoot with your photographer, and then they send it off into the ether, and then you get paid, and that's that. And then like 6 months later, it comes out. So it's kind of like it's a lot like with movies too, because it's like you shoot it and you're caught up in the excitement, and you're very like, oh my god, this just happened. And then by the time everybody else sees it, you've moved on to the next project at that point. So you're kind of like, oh yeah, that was a thing that I did. And you kind of have to be reminded of like, oh right, yeah, that happened. I did that as well.
It's kind of like, oh, surreal. It's like, oh, there's me on front of a magazine.
Yeah, I mean, like I got it. Like I have a few. I brought a few copies with me to the club, so I'll be like, if anybody wants to, like, if people want to like come up and take a look at it or buy one or something.
Get an autographed copy, maybe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I got mine. I got one custom framed. It's in my apartment.
And you've been living in LA for about a year now. So
Yeah.
how do you like how you've transitioned into living in LA? You lived all over the East Coast.
I mean, I was an army brat, so I grew up moving every few years to begin with. So I've been going out to Los Angeles for work for probably close to 10 years now, just like off and on, just to work with people, just do photo shoots, and I have a lot of friends out there, and I go to a lot of events. So it just kind of I'd been living in Pennsylvania for a little while, and I wanted to get to like you can only go so far if you're not in New York or LA.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of nude models, a lot of art models live in Pennsylvania and the Midwest, but if you want to be really involved in the entertainment industry, you kind of have to be
You got to be
where the
centralized.
industry is.
Yeah.
And also like after last winter when it snowed like 3-4 feet and I was snowed into my apartment for 5 days in a row, I was like, yeah, I think I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, it doesn't snow in LA. They don't usually get snow.
No, we got like 1 week of rain last week or a couple weeks ago, and that was our winter. And that was otherwise it's been like 70, 80 degrees and sunny every day.
So like being in Pittsburgh, you're just kind of just like this weather's normal for you.
I mean, yeah, well, because I grew up in the East, like mostly in DC area, so this is about what we would be experiencing down there right now for the most part.
And living in LA, like what's like the best kind of food there? I've never been to LA myself, but I've never been past like Chicago.
I mean, I live in Koreatown, so like it's all Korean food all the time. But there's a lot of really amazing sushi because we're so close to the water. Poke is really popular right now, which is like I saw on Instagram on Overheard, and there's an Instagram called Overheard in LA, which is just like things that you hear people anonymously submit things that they hear walking around. And somebody said that Los Angelenos are so focused on being healthy that they found a way to turn sushi into a salad. So like you get rid of all the rice and it's just like salad with the fish and the seaweed and
you still have your Mexican cuisine and
yeah.
your in and out.
There's Mexican everywhere. Yeah, because we're so close and there's such a large Mexican population there.
So it's basically just it's ingrown in like LA's eatery.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in LA you were part of the Women's March. Tell me how that kind of like.
I did, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, a lot of. I don't know how much in politics you want to go. I know we were all talking about it in the studio a minute ago, but a lot of people are really unhappy with the current administration, obviously. And it was one of those things where it's like we need to do this. I need to be a part of this, and so like I was going to go with friends, and then everybody saw a squirrel and got distracted, and we all went eventually, but just not with each other. But I ran into another friend of mine on City Hall, and we, stayed for a couple hours, and was
there just an abundance of people? Was it just like?
I think we had the last I heard, we had about 750,000 people just in Los Angeles, which I think was one of the bigger ones. Like, because I know they had like a lot of cities around the country had each had individual marches as well as the national one.
Yeah, I know because I know Pittsburgh had one, and they had one like Market Square here. I don't know if it wasn't to the scale of LA. Anything close, but
we have a pretty big population out there to begin with. So like as a percentage of, the city population, I mean, it worked.
So let's see. With the stuff that's also been voted on in California recently, Proposition 60, you were totally.
I voted against Prop 60. Yeah, that was and a lot of my. Because I don't do hardcore adult work, but I have a lot of friends who do, most that I meet through the softcore movies I do, and also just because we all work with the same photographers, we all know each other, we all follow each other on Twitter and stuff. But we were all everybody I know who's worked remotely in the adult industry, including like my dominatrix friends and everyone else. It's just what a lot of people I think maybe didn't know about it was that like on the as we were saying earlier, it's like on the surface it looked like it was just about use of condoms in porn, but there was a lot of kind of hidden fine print and subtext and everything, where basically it would incentivize private citizens to not only rat out performers that they thought might not be like obeying the condom law, but also it was a lot like porn WikiLeaks in that like all of our personal information, our legal names, our addresses, our web like
Basically, just
phone
creating
numbers.
stalkers. Almost,
It would create a database for stalkers, which obviously a lot of us like to have some kind of separation between our personal life and
separate
our work. So obviously we all felt very strongly about that.
Yeah, we know there always are stalker fans out there. Fans that get tattoos on their.
Yeah, people that get maybe a little too into like forget that you're real people and get a little too into
that
finding out about you.
That does happen because I remember there was this one porn star I saw. It was on Instagram. Some fans. It was which one was it? It was Mia Khalifa. She had a fan got a tattoo on her of her leg.
Yeah.
And the fan thought, oh, she would like this, and she literally called him out to say like, well, that's ugly. Doesn't even look like me.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of that guy that was like obsessed with Miley Cyrus and got like how many Miley Cyrus tattoos all over his body, and then she was like, wow, no, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
do
like
that.
it's on to
now,
obsession. Like
yeah, it kind of gets. I mean, it's one. I mean, like I know a few girls who've gotten their fans have gotten tattoos of them, and it's I mean, especially if it's like a really nice photo that they're proud of and the tattoo's really well done, they're like, oh, hey, good for you. Wow, that's awesome. That's flattering. But, as with, I mean, I'm sure, I know musicians, athletes, like everyone's going to have people that take it a little too far.
Obsessive,
and that's when it starts to get, like when people start showing up at your house or like your post office or your grocery store or your coffee shop because they know because they look at your look at your Instagram and figure out what places you hang out and follow you. That's when it becomes borderline. Like, okay, you need to like maybe you need to chill.
I mean, we have those type of people in Pittsburgh. I mean, you're not really big into sports yourself, you said, but I've seen people that working in sports here. You just see these obsessive people. It's just like kind of like I'm a fan, but it's like I'm not to that degree.
Right.
Like when you start using the words "we," like "oh, we made this move, we did this." It's like you're a little too obsessive. So what do you like coming back to Pittsburgh? What do you like about Blush?
Well, I love Blush. Blush takes really good care of me, and they're all really amazing people. I love coming here. It's one of my favorite clubs. Like, and I'm not just saying that just because I'm here. It really is one of my favorite clubs to come to. Just because it's just very pretty and classy and clean, and it's a lot. It's just nicer than a lot of gentlemen's clubs that I sometimes
Some of them
go
are
to.
more like a little more shady, a little more dirty.
like dive bar, hole in the wall, where like they're cigarette butts, and you don't. And like I found I was in I'm not going to say which club or what state because that'll narrow it down because people people can figure out where I've been. But I have literally like put my hand on a chair and touched a condom, like that was like wedged in the seat cushion. I was like, I did nope.
We didn't know this was this type of club here.
Yeah, so so that's why I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay, I'm going to Blush. All right, that's good. That's not. But no, I really like Pittsburgh too. Like I try to go to the Warhol Museum every time I'm here. The Carnegie Natural History Museum. I haven't been to the Phipps Conservatory yet, but a lot of my fans are telling me I should go.
I haven't been to the Warhol. I have been to the Carnegie Museum. I think I had a report. I had to just walk around and look at the different artwork. It was a pretty cool experience. I had another one that was for the Andy Warhol, but I just went online and just looked at the.
Yeah. Well, Warhol's like right down the street for you guys. It's only like
it's just right. I think it's right by
like a mile or two.
PNC Park or one of the bridges.
Yeah, like I can literally like walk from where I am downtown across the bridge and be like a block away.
Okay, so tell me a little about steampunk. I'm not really familiar with that.
Well, I'm kind of pulled away from it a little bit because I was doing it so much for so long. But steampunk is essentially it's a subculture of fandom and sci-fi fantasy that is mostly deals with Victorian technology. So, for example, anything Weird West, like Cowboys and Aliens, Wild Wild West, Westworld, but also a lot of the modern Sherlock Holmes movies have had a lot of like more like the scientific or like a lot of like Frankenstein adaptations have been very sci-fi and like Victorian, like Gaslight.
So basically, they're just like kind of like with Wild Wild West, just like a crazy spider that's just
but like it's got a big mechanical spider that's shooting lasers.
Have you seen? Did you like the people? Wild Wild West is not good. I grew up. I liked the movie, but like it never has gotten good reviews.
It was a terrible movie. I mean, I like Kenneth Branagh, so like that was one of them, and he plays the villain, and that was one of the reasons I liked it. It was the shitty thing is that there haven't been a lot of good steampunk movies. So like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is another one that people reference, which was an absolutely terrible movie.
Another train, yeah, that
Another
was a
train wreck. It was ended. Sean Connery said, fuck all y'all, I'm leaving." It's like never did another movie again because it was so bad.
Yeah, they had high hopes for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It just fell flat. It was just
Yeah.
too many.
I've heard they're doing a remake, but it's kind of one of those like could happen, could not, might not happen. So unfortunately, there aren't a lot of really good examples of it in pop culture. But it's basically, I mean, like the simplest explanation is that it's Victorian science fiction in like along the lines of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or um, a little bit of War of the Worlds, The Time Machine. You know, a lot of Jules Verne.
Like
H.G. Wells.
Doctor Who's in that category.
Doctor Who has some steampunk elements, yeah, definitely. Like there's a lot of crossover because of the whole like time lord time travel thing. There's a lot of like steampunk elements in that. Firefly is another one that a lot of people reference. It's more futuristic, like post-apocalyptic version of steampunk. But yeah, they have like, it's kind of a Western town, but also, you know, with other cultures and like aliens and things mixed in. So I have one of my shows is a steampunk show. I did it last night. I'll probably do it again before I go. Yeah.
And this has been it for Blush65. I'm Rich Donahue. Let me thank Sarah Hunter for being here. And you can check us out every Wednesday. We'll have another performer here. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, guys.